Another good question I found, girls, located from your textbooks. This is illustration 57 in my textbook, in my edition. You may locate the same in your books. Anyway, I'm reading the question now. Please follow here with me. A, B, and C were partners in a firm, sharing profits in the ratio of 5:4:3. On 31st March 2015, their balance sheet was as under, and the balance sheet has been given to us as under. Now, what does the requirement say? They say A died on 1st October 2015, and B and C decided to share future profits in the ratio of 7:5. Now, at that time, see, now in this question, what is more important is you can see the ratio at the time of death. The ratio is changing. The ratio is this, and one partner is dying. At that time, the remaining partners decide to change the ratio. It was agreed between the executors and the remaining partners that the goodwill is valued at 4 years, purchase for 2.5 years, the patents and machinery, the revaluation of assets and liabilities. Then they decide that profits for the year be taken as having accrued at the same rate at the previous year. Profits have been accrued at the same rate. This is an important line. Then interest on capital be provided at 10% per annum. Then half of the amount due, this is the settlement of loan, half of the amount due to A to be paid immediately to the executor, and the balance transferred to his executor, that means the representative's loan account. Executor is the legal heir that has been chosen, that has been appointed by the representatives, the legal heir of the deceased partner. Prepare A's capital account, A's executor account as on 1st October 2015. Now let us proceed with the solution. The first thing that we concentrate is on valuation of goodwill. We value the goodwill. It is on the average profit. It has been given average profit of the 2.5 years purchase. Total profit of the 4 years have been given. This is total profit divided by 4. Average profit 2.5 years purchase. Average profit of 2.5 years purchase amounts to 45,000. Next, now A's share of goodwill 45,000. That means the total profit goodwill is 45,000. A's share will be the ratio 5/12. So it is 5/4/3. Remember? So it is 5/12. A's share will be 45,000 into 5/12. That is 18,750. It will be adjusted. Now what will happen? This will be adjusted into capital account of B and C in the ratio of gaining ratio of 3:2. We find the gaining ratio, that is new minus the old ratio. We have found that comes to 3:2. Further now, next thing, share of profits payable to A up to the date of death are rupees 18,000. We find out this is rupees 18,000. The goodwill is 18,000. The average profit is 18,000 into 6 months. He was alive during this year for 6 months. Into his share of profit, 5:4:3 share. So A's share of profit is 5/12. So 18,000, the share of goodwill, the goodwill into his share of goodwill into 6 months. He was alive for 6 months. It comes to 3,750. So 3,750 is his share of profit that is payable to him, or his representatives will be able to take it at the death of this partner. Let us now make the revaluation account. We see the revaluation account with the contents given, with the information given. Patents are valueless, they say. Patents were worth 3,000. Machinery is brought down by rupees 2,000. Building appreciated by 5,000. And we see that there is neither a profit nor loss due to revaluation. There is neither profit nor loss due to revaluation of assets. That means we make the revaluation account, and in the capital account now, there is no profit, no loss that will go in the capital account because of revaluation. Next, now let us make the capital account. We make the capital account. I have made here only for A, the deceased partner. In case it is not specified, you have to make the capital account of all the partners. Here I have made it only for A so that we focus on his share. B, by balance brought down, his profit was 30,000. 30, 30, 15 were the profits. His balance brought down is 30,000. His share of reserves, 6,000 was the share, into his share 5 by 12 comes to 2,500. B's share of goodwill, that is 18,750 into 3 by 5, that comes to 11,250. B's capital account, his share of profit 3750 into his share 3 by 5 comes to, this is the goodwill now by B's capital, and this is the goodwill now, the remaining to retiring. So this is the same entry, the continuing partners to the deceased partner, B and C. A is died, so B and C, their share of profit and their share of goodwill, it comes to 3750 and 2250. These are the share of goodwills and this is the share of profit. By interest on capital, 30,000, his share at the rate of 10%, but for 6 months. He will get everything for 6 months. He was alive only for 6 months during this era. 1,500. And we see advertisement, there was an expense, deferred revenue expense of advertisement suspense account. His ratio, his share of advertisement suspense account is 5,000. So balancing both the sides, his representatives, his executor will be able to take rupees 51,500, which will be credited to the executor's account. Okay, this is the executor's account. Let us see now how executor is taken. A's executor's account, his executor account by capital. The first thing is by capital. We made the capital account and transferred 51,500 in the executor's account. When we make executor's account, by capital account will come first from the capital account, 51,500. Now this is the account of settlement. How will this be settled? This will be settled in 2 equal installments. Bank, this is the immediately, half the installment will be given immediately and rest will be transferred to his loan account, to executor's loan account. Now it has been assumed that due to shortage of cash, there is no cash there. Bank overdraft of the required executor is used to take payment, to make the payment to A's executor. This is an assumption, a general assumption that you can make. Or in case you do not want to make that assumption, it will be marked correct without that also. Are we clear?